So welcome to the maiden adventure of me and Zuri. This is my newly acquired T7 after the accident. I was doing a 3-day solo trip to the garden route, stopped here for a little breakfast pie, quickly organized some accommodation in wilderness, and then I hit the Route 62. So here they do the stone fruit, the peaches and the apricots. Then I got to a beautiful mountain pass, Trudeau Pass. Got some beautiful fresh mountain water there, filled up my bladder. And then carried over the Langeberg. Now, this is the Trudeau Pass built in 1873 by Thomas Bain, one of 13 passes he built. I got then to the start of the gravels, so I put my tire pressure down. I normally ride about 2 bar on the gravels. And this is then part of the Seekoeigat Pass, really special farming area with Jersey cows and fruit and a whole variety of farming. There you can see the Jersey cows. It's 11.3 kilometers long with an altitude variance of 387 meters. This section here had a gradient of 1 in 5 to climb up here. So that was quite fun. Then I met these riders. The one guy had a flat tire, so they fixed it. And then they warned me about a low-level bridge crossing that was apparently very muddy and quite deep. So I was kind of expecting quite the worst, but I got there. And there was a cyclist that had to walk over because his wife followed him and he wasn't sure if the car could do it. I walked over, the bottom was easy, so I just rode through it. It was a bit deep, but pretty easy. I left them there. You can see the water in my boots. I'm not too sure if they managed to get through, but my adventure had to continue. So here I got to the Gysmanshoek Pass. So this is part of an old Ox-Wagon route that follows through the cleft of the Langeberg mountains. It really is a special one. It dates back to the mid-1700s. A beautiful 2-spoor here. And then I found these hikers here with their dog as I was making my way in. So really special. It's 11.6 kilometers long, this one, and it contains 51 bends, curves and corners. And you're literally going through a valley of fynbos, the local flora. So you got your Restia, your Erica, and then the very famous one, Protea. So really special. As I got to this point, I felt like, okay, this is a great spot for a little lunch stop, which I made dinner the previous nights, and there you can see the beautiful Proteas. So Protea is a Greek mythical god Proteus, and because he's a shapeshifter, the flower's named after that, because you get 350 varieties of the Protea flower. So it's supposedly a shapeshifter. Just look at that, solo in the mountains. Can't beat that feeling. And especially seeing these beautiful little hill climbs. So I climbed up this little one. I never saw anybody after those hikers. So it was untouched essentially for me. And just looking back into the valley there, really special. I really enjoyed that. And then as I carried on with the day, the sun started hitting me from the back. So I got that beautiful lit up of the shadow. And here I got to the Muller Pass. And in looking down there, you can see the Zuri River. So this is a very short and steep pass of 3.6 kilometers long. And this little low-level bridge you can see there, which I'm coming over now, this one gets flooded in the winter time. But it was very easy for me. It would have been quite stressful if that thing was flooding. And then I got onto the very old Ox-Wagon trail that goes through the Attaquaskloof Valley. So this trail had a lot of farm gates. I started with the one, not knowing how many I'm gonna end up having to open and close. But I got to these epic views. Look at those beautiful hill climbs. That's also a 1 in 5 gradients. So special. You're just going up and down the valleys here. So the first inhabitants of this valley was the Bushmen and the Khoisan, and they were present until the 1700s, as there are drawings, Bushman paintings of people riding horses with rifles and hats on their heads. So quite recent that the local people lived in this valley here. A fierce tribe called the Attaquaskloof also inhabited this valley. So that is what the named after the valley. But they were particularly violent and aggressive, and they drove away the local Sun people. Just look at that view back. Oh, amazing. So they drove away the local Sun, and they regularly clashed with the other Khoisan tribes. Just views after views. The other Khoisan tribes were the Chorika, the Hesequa, and the Inca, and they constantly stole their cattle and belongings. Here I got past a little old trading post called Vuska. So with the Attaquaskloof Pass being opened up, it created a trading route through this valley from the coastal areas up to the north to the Karoo. And that was from 1689 to 1869. 180 years. Just look at this, like looking back into this area. It truly is a spectacular route to do. I can definitely recommend. And you can see just surrounded by natural vegetation, the fynbos, just open land. So happy, so stoked. I felt so happy there. And then more gates, definitely more gates. It's farmland now, so you got to keep it closed, but wow, there was a lot of gates. It's much easier if you're two riders. Check, more gates. If you're two riders, you open up and your buddy closes, but if you're one rider, you got to do it all. But that's the least you can do to be able to ride these lands, and it's all for free, so it's amazing. So this makes its way to the Bonnydale guest farm, which is also a 4x4 farm on the foot of the Attaquaskloof Pass. Unfortunately, that pass has been closed. So here I started getting towards what I thought was the end of the gated area. And then I started making my way over towards the coastline. So here was then the final gate. I think there was at least 10 gates, at least 10 gates, yeah. And then I'm on my way to the garden route. So see you guys in the next one.